Hello everyone, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card you're making. Isn't it glorious? It's very simple. And the technique we're looking at today is actually heat embossing on your pattern paper. Sometimes I think we forget that we can heat emboss on pattern paper and it will look absolutely beautiful, as you can see from this example. Now, heat embossing on paper is great because unlike maybe inking with white ink, you will get a slightly faded background. Even if you use pigment ink, it won't be as bright a white as heat embossing will. So I really love the effect that you get from that. So let me show you how I did it. So let's set that out of harm's way there. And I've got another piece of designer series paper from the same collection, and this is full of life, and it's beautiful paper. And we're going to cut this down, and I'm going to show you you can choose what you want for your background. So I think I'm going to have a little bit of this. And this is going to be my background here. And you want to be 10 centimeters. So I want a bit more up there. So I'm cut. I'm just making sure I get here my right measurement, but also enough of what I want of the colours. And all of these scraps will get used, so I'm not fussed about that I'm wasting anything, because it'll all go back into my scrap piles to be used. Okay, so there I feel I've got a nice selection of rainbow colours, and then I'm going to cut this down to 14.35 centimetres. Okay, so that's how I've cut my panel down. So I'm going to just get rid of those scraps, and I can decide whether I want this to be the top or the bottom. I think I'm going to have it like that. I'm going to bring in my stamping tool because it's going to make my life so much easier this time. And I just want to put a little bit of adhesive. You can use repositional adhesive. I've left mine downstairs, so I'm just going to use a little bit of seal. Tiny bit, not much. You can also use your magnets, but I find for me this works better for me. You do what works for you. Okay. And then I'm going to use my stamp set, which is this one, Thanking You. It's very large. Thank you. And I'm just going to place this down where I think I want it, trying to keep it as straight as I think it's going to be. And that will do me, I think. Just looking through my grid, I think that looks straight. Lift that up. Now I'm going to use my powder tool here, just to make sure I only have first mark where I want it, where the powder's going to stick, where the embossing powder rub. Ink up in Versamark clear ink, and this is just a sticky ink that will allow us for the powder to stick, the embossing powder. It's a clear sticky ink. It lasts forever because I really don't know how long I've had this for, but it's years, and you can re-ink it obviously as well. So really good. Give it a good ink up. That should do. Down. Give it a good press down now. Capture all those areas. Just pull this off gently off the back. Move that aside. I'm going to bring in my coffee filter that I reuse a ton of times. I'm going to use some white embossing powder. And I'm just going to put that down there. Tap off the excess. And I think that looks great, but I'll just give it one more go just to be on the safe side. Tap off the excess. And I can see there's a couple of places where I've got overstamping, where I've got powder I don't want. I'm just going to use a paintbrush just to remove that. Just like that. Perfect. So let's put this back in its little home. Oops. Butterfingers. Now let's heat set this. So I'm going to take the heat to this and let it warm up for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then we'll heat set it. So that's all heat embossed and it's dry. Look at that, isn't that lovely? Look how bright white, it's just so gorgeous. So we're going to just do very simple card today. We're going to map this on a piece of thick basic white cardstock. And this is a normal A6 card base. That's a standard A6 card base. It's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then we're going to put this down. I just love how bright and happy this card is. Now, this is going to go live when's this going to go live? In July. So the first person to order from me now in July will be getting this as a thank you card. So there's an incentive for you to order if ever there was one. Okay. There we go. Now we're just going to do a little embellishing. I'm going to use these adhesive backed shiny sequins, and these are an online exclusive. So we're just going to do a little bit of colour matching, I think. So we're going to just pop a few around. So there we go. There are our two cards. I hope you like them. Really lovely, quick card. Great technique to heat emboss on your pretty pattern paper. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.